All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people of us of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform that gives you quality news and information on all the activities happening in Biafran territory. Please subscribe to this channel and make sure you turn on your notification because you will be definitely notified as soon as we drop our news. And one thing you're sure of getting on Let's Talk TV is the news and information as it is hot. Now, straight up to the issue on ground. Who talk say Simon Ekpa no dey work? Who be that person wey talk say Simon Eba has not actually, made the Biafran freedom, the Biafran struggle, more popular than or more famous than it used to be? The influence of Simon Ekpa has actually gotten a lot talking. Now, the big news, I don't know how you see this, but in the world of social media, and information, this is actually a big news, for Biafra. Biafran Republic government in exile to host convention in Finland, revealing result of independent referendum. Now, the big news here is that the news platform or the blog, or rather the website that carried this information is Microsoft. And Microsoft has over 550 million readers or viewers on social media platform. That is a huge achievement. That is a huge information. Imagine at least over 100 millions. I'm not talking about the 550 million. Some might not actually be interested in the information, but let's say over 100 persons of the world is actually getting this information. That is a huge achievement. That is a huge awareness. And that is just the truth of the matter. This is the power of the Prime Minister Simon Eba, on how he has been able to take the Biafran struggle to another level. And the convention will be holding starting from November. Every information, on these will be carried out. We'll be giving out information concerning the convention, which will be in Finland. So for those of you who have not actually, registered for this convention, please do so. It is very important. This is a very good news. So do so right now, so that you will be part of this historic convention that will be coming up. And do not forget, it is during this convention that the Biafra will be redeclared, according to the Prime Minister Simon Eba. Honestly, it's going to be a very historic event, in Finland. That is why you need to be there. So any information that you need for this convention to register and all that, either you get it from the Prime Minister Simon Eba's S handle, or we can also give you this information on our channel. Yes, and Let's Talk TV will be giving you this information back to back as it is hot. Now, for those of you, I'll keep on warning you people, because I will block you. You come to my channel and you'll be castigating the works that we are doing. We are giving out information. If you want to castigate, go and find the Nigerian media and castigate them for the evil and the injustices that are being meted upon our people, and the lies and propaganda that they are giving against the Prime Minister Simon Eba. Do not come on my YouTube channel to castigate my work. I'm warning some of you, because so many people have been castigating for no reason. The same people who keep on castigating the Prime Minister Simon Eba. This is what you people do. That is what you people do. Once I see you, I will take you that you are part of the fools that are causing problem, and I will block you. It's as simple as that. So it's better for you not to subscribe than to come and cause propaganda or controversies. We'll keep on doing the needful by passing out our information, critical information, just as this, as we continue to celebrate, a man who has actually done a lot of good, for the Biafran struggle. Please enjoy this wonderful video, and do not forget to subscribe, and also make sure you share this video to as many groups and platforms as possible. Enjoy.
And Nigerians are not his own people. Nigerians are not his blood. Nigeria as an entity is just a contraption, is a concussion. It's not a nation, it's a concussion. But if Tinubu is a president of the Yoruba nation, if Tinubu is the president of Oduduwa nation, Tinubu can never in any way order the military to shoot at sight at any given protest. Because of what? He knows very well he will be buying his own people, his own blood. Are you paying attention? Even this P2B, as evil as he is, becomes the president of, God forbid, I don't want to use P2B to give this illustration for Biafra. God forbid, Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire, God forbid. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu becomes the president of Biafra, I want to tell you, there is no any amount of protest, even if it turns to revolution, that the president will give instruction to the military to shoot at sight his own people, his flesh and blood. It is impossible. If Mazi Simon Eba becomes the president, I don't know if we are going to be practicing president or prime minister, becomes the leader of Biafra nation, whether president or prime minister, we will see to that. He will never give instruction, give orders to the military to shoot at sight against his own people. It is not possible. Because of what? He knows that he is dealing with his own flesh and blood, his own people. But if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu becomes the president of Nigeria, if P2B, no, God forbid, I can't use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for this example. If P2B becomes the president of Nigeria, he will shoot at sight the same way he shot at sight in Anambra State. He shot at sight in Anambra State, knowing fully well that he's shooting his own people, but he is shooting his people under Nigeria. That is something you must understand. He's shooting his own people under Nigeria, not under one nation, but under contraption. So protest or no protest, the only thing everybody should be discussing right now in the zoo is total disintegration. Anything other than that, you are wasting your time. All right, rage and
okay, my brother, am I coming out? Am I coming out, sir?
I think he's having issue with his computer, but we can hear you.
Hello, sir. Can I speak on now?
I think he's having issue. You can speak. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, greetings to you all, great Biafrans all over the world. Isoko Wado, Urobo Wado, Igbo Wado, Calabar Wado, Igodomigodo Wado, Biafra Mano Wado, Wado Wado. Yay! Thank you very much, brother, for the great work that you are doing. It's an honor to be with your family. And again this evening. And I want to say a very big thank you to you for the great work you are doing for us, Biafra Unite. First of all, let me send a special greeting to my Prime Minister, the People's Prime Minister, His Excellency, Prime Minister Simon Eba, for the Biafran people. Thank you, sir, for the great work you have done for us, for how close you have brought us. Keep, will continue to bless you and protect you for us in Jesus' name. And to the People's Army, the Biafra Liberation Army, you are the delight of the people. You are the delight of the Biafran people. These people have killed us for a very long time. Who could have thought that a time will come and we will have army like the Biafran Liberation Army that is protecting our children, protecting our women, protecting our youth. This is why you see them coming up now and then to cry every now and then, because they know that the game has changed. They cannot just come to our land to kill our children, kill our women, burn our houses, burn our markets. Sometimes I begin to wonder that there is something that is very common with this Nigerian Army Police and the terrorists that are ravaging the North and Borno and so on and so forth. Kidnapping or killing of women and children. This thing is very common with them, because I read the news where kidnappers were saying Fulani terrorists released and kidnapped women and children. So they have these things in common, killing of children and women. Why? Why is it like that? I don't really know. But I thank God that God has raised up a man like our Prime Minister that has stopped this killing in Biafra land. And whenever you see them, you hear them cry about insecurity in Biafra land. The people that are causing the insecurity are the government, are the police, and the army. You understand? But in Biafra land, we have put an end to it. No insecurity in Biafra land. Government is Biafra land. So I am a proud Biafra. I'm an Isoko speaking Biafra. And speaking about this young man that is saying all of this thing about protest here, I just feel sorry for him. He is saying that if they can unite with the police and the army, which army and police you want to unite? So you don't know that this army and the criminal politicians, they are working in caucus. So this is the politicians that will do and the police to protect themselves, to defend themselves. They share the loot together. Are those the kind of people that you want to unite with? It's like this guy never did anything. I'm appealing to all my data people, Soko and Urobo. You understand? Because they will just brutalize you.
This is said the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. That clearly indicates that it's not going to relent in its push to silence any voice of dissenting as far as that position is concerned. So which way forward to heal the divide between or amongst the Nigerians, especially on Biafra crisis?
I think the best thing is to ask them what they want. I remember one time Professor Wole Soyinka said, if we can continue fighting Biafrans for such a long time, it's not long before we go to war, which is actually happening right now. Why don't we ask them what they want? And for sure they have voiced and they have said it, that they want referendum. Why? Because for a long time, they do not have a mutual understanding with the rest of the Nigeria nation. They are not understood. They are marginalized for such a long time. They are not wanted by the rest of the Nigerian government. So the best thing is to take them to a referendum so that we know exactly what they want and separate them if that is exactly what they want. Why? Because if we continue like this, these are crises not only in Nigeria, but it will have a ripple effect to the bordering countries. And with time, it will have a big effect to the African countries. As I'm talking, Africa has the largest immigrants to the world. It has the largest refugees to the rest of the continents. Why is that so? It's because of such crises that we can see in Biafra and Amazonia and other countries like Sudan. So I think before we even move forward, it's very important that we give or they're given referendum. From there, they can be able to sort out the rest of the challenges. And it's quite unfortunate because we have diplomatic missions in Nigeria. Why can't they take that issue with them and sort it out? Why are they quiet? Why is the world quiet when Biafrans are suffering? Why is the world quiet when we know very well that such issues can affect the whole of the African continent? It's quite sad, and that's why as Punchline Africa TV will continue talking to the world and saying that these people need a referendum. They're not needed. If you honestly you don't need me in your space, give me what I want so that I can self-govern myself, which I think it's a good way and a diplomatic way of allowing people to go their way.
That would be cool. Coupled with that, I would like you to approach it from a different angle altogether. What probably could have informed this agitation for, of course, separation, for a referendum to go separate ways between, of course, Nigeria and the people of Biafra? Let's approach it from that angle, as you and ask ourselves, what probably can we do to see into it that we find a healing in this divide?
Yeah, I think it's paramount to understand that for starters, there was no redemption, and the word you just used, healing, from the first Biafran crisis in 1967, to the 3 years fighting. And if you remember very well, there was a brief period where they got their independence, and then the Nigerian military decided to send all the planes to just bomb indiscriminately anybody who was found in that region. And those scars are passed on in what is called transgenerational trauma. You don't even have to tell your child about this. It's the same thing that affects most African countries. You don't really need to tell your child, hate this person or hate this person, but the way you behave and the way you talk about these things and the tone with which you use, your children pick that, and then they grow up with that. They send it to their children and their children's children, and each generation comes forth understanding their history and knowing very well that we are the people who have been marginalized in a country where we are one of the most, we are creating profit. We're bringing GDP, one of the highest rates of GDP. We're bringing the largest group of intelligent people. We're bringing the largest group of talented people. And yet we are the people who are not benefiting from all this. And this crisis goes on in most of the countries that we are finding, in the African continent with protests currently like Amazonia and Ethiopia. If you bring in another angle of how the Nigerian government has been dealing with this agitation, I believe, or I think, if they were to avoid the situation that they're finding themselves in, they really should have addressed the issue of why there was a Biafran war. There was a Biafran war, rather, in the first place. As it is, they are taking the Paul Biya approach of assuming everything is fine because we're in Lagos, while everything is not fine. People continue to die. You continue to apply the colonial methodology of handling protests, and that is arresting people arbitrarily, disappearing people arbitrarily. For a very long time, we don't know where Nnamdi Kanu is. That should not happen in this day and age. For a very long time, I don't know how many Biafrans have disappeared, how many have run from their homes, fearing persecution or fearing death. And that is a very old, very archaic way of dealing with these protests. Most of these African governments could have benefited and could have avoided this crisis if they came forth and asked the people, what is it we can do for you? Where did we go wrong? How can we institute healing to begin in the Biafran region to start with? How can we make sure that we set up, even if it's a ministry, or talk to the Ministry of Devolution, because Nigeria was one of the countries that started the federal system in Africa, and yet you have people with no roads. It makes zero sense, and that is a very bad conviction on devolution in Africa. So as it is, I think the onus is on the Nigerian government, first of all, to understand why there was a Biafran war in the first place, understand why it still goes on, ask the people what they want, and as it is right now, if they asked the people 10 years ago, the needs will be different, because right now all they want is a referendum. All they want is a referendum, and if they get that referendum, they're going to get out of Nigeria. They're going to vote and ratify that they need to be separate from Nigeria. The thing that the federal government of Nigeria fears about this is because they'll lose most of their resources and they'll lose most of their manpower and that skilled labor. This is something they should have addressed, to prevent the anthills building a mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that. You said if probably the federal government of Nigeria will have asked the people of Biafra what they want 10 years ago, things would have been different. Maybe the needs would have been different, but as it is today, the only call, and it remains so, is a referendum and nothing short of it. Let me hear from Linda Alela what you have to say about it. How can we heal the divide in Nigeria, more so with the Biafra crisis?
All right. Thank you so much, Tawish. Of course, the rest of the panel and the viewer.
All right. I believe we are back. Please, can you hear my voice? If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section.
I can hear you.
Yeah, go on. Can hear you.
All right. Rage and Fury. Rage and Fury, please, can you conclude, or did you manage to conclude before
I hope I can
before I took you off?
Okay. Am I being heard now?
Yeah, you have only 1 more minute, please. Only 1 minute. Use it judiciously, please. Go ahead.
Okay. I was saying that this guy that is saying that they should unite with the soldier and police to fight politicians. I say, don't you know that the politicians and the soldiers, they are together? It's the politicians that do the stealing, and they use the army and the police to guide themselves. Instead of the army to defend the common citizens, they defend the politicians who have stolen the commonwealth. You understand? And they kill the citizens like flies. You understand? Are those the kind of people that you want to go and unite with? So my people from Isoka and Urobo, my Biafrans from Isoka and Urobo, are from Igodo, Ijoy, Shekiri, Akwa Ibom and Igbo, please. We should not involve ourselves in any protest that is being organized by Nigeria. You understand? One and not forget what happened. You know, all these Nigeria celebrities and Nigeria, they don't forget about what happened in Lekki and Sasso. You understand? They don't forget about the killing those youths, innocent youth. When we say they deceive, go kill all this Aisha Yesufu. Aisha Yesufu is living her life today. You understand? Why they deceive all those innocent youth, go die away? So don't get yourself involved in that. You understand? You cannot do any protest in Africa, in Nigeria today. That's going to sit at your home, so like we are doing in Biafra today. You understand? That's the only protest that goes. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you. God bless you for your contribution. God bless you. All right, Erasmus, can you hear me? Please grab the microphone.
Yeah, thank you very much. I listened to that Ubunayada Eda, and I've been listening to a lot of people coming out and raising up their ugly head and everything. My only prayer is that somebody somewhere is telling Mazunadi Kanu the true picture of the situation of a Biafra Republic government in Nigeria. Because that is very important, because I don't know what is going on. I hope somebody is telling him the truth. Because, Wazuruke failed because the soldiers, when I mean soldiers, the men that he put on ground, that he believed that he could fall back to, were brought to him, and they were the one asking him, Oga, Abemo, drop this matter. So if he wanted to insist to say he want to fight on, who is he going to call to fight on? That was why he failed. So my own prayer is that I hope that Mazunadi Kanu knows the true picture of where Biafra Republic government in Nigeria has gotten to. You understand? Yeah. I hope he does not think that the US failed because the US failed him, that the whole Biafra has failed him. I only just hope. That is just on the time. Because if not, people like Ogbonaya, a politician that Mazunadi Kanu have been talking against, will not be the one coming to say as if Mazunadi Kanu was fighting for him, to tell us that they will not come and sit on the table and be negotiating and be talking rubbish. That is just on that side. Secondly, I beg to differ a little from you on the aspect of the protest of that guy who was talking. Now, there is a reason why Mazunadi Kanu supported when the youth decided to protest in ENSAS. There was a reason why he supported them. The reason is this. You see the strategy that the Prime Minister has now, that the Biafra Republic Government in Eza has, that we are going to use, which is guerrilla warfare, right? For us to fully start enjoying Biafra, it may take up to 10 years. I am telling you the truth. Let's not deceive ourselves.
Come again.
For us to start enjoying the real Biafra with this strategy that we're adopting, guerrilla tactics, because we are not doing conventional war, it may take up to 10 years. Now, if, for instance, I don't believe it's going to happen, but if there was going to be a protest in Nigeria again, it's not going to be a protest, it's going to be a revolution. Because anybody entering the streets of Nigeria to protest now knows that you're expecting the police or the military to shoot at them, and they will be ready to fight back. If anybody hits the streets, they'll be ready to fight back. And again, if you look at it, if there is a revolution in Nigeria today, do not expect that the country is going to be won again. It's going to be a breakup of Nigeria. If you look at that guy talking, that guy is not a Yoruba man. I hope you know that. Look at his face. Look at his eyes. Look at his hair. That guy is either a Hausa guy or a Fulani guy that grew up probably maybe in Lagos or probably in the western part of Nigeria. He's obviously not from the southern part of Nigeria. So if a revolution breaks out, even if the Yorubas do not join, some of the Yorubas, because I know some of them they hate Tubu. If some of them, majority of them do not join, the middle belt join, the what's it called, the northern region, the other this thing join, it will be a win-win for Biafra, because at the end of the day, they will take it. When they take it to an extent, we can join and end it, because when we end it, then Yoruba will say they want to secede because they remove their brother from power. It will be a breakup. So it will become easier for us to just get the Biafra than fighting for how long it's going to take to get Biafra. So for me, if there is a genuine revolution today, which I'm not very comfortable, I'm not very sure that it can happen. If it happens, it's going to be for our advantage, because it will help us to get Biafra faster.
Okay, fine. Let me come in there. That's why I like conversation. Now, my brother Erasmus, you talked about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu supporting NSAS. Yeah, of course, we were all here. We saw everything, how it how it started and how it ended. Now, are you aware that after NSAS, are you aware that there was another protest called immediately after NSAS? It didn't take up to 1 or 2 months. Are you aware that there was another protest called again to continue from where they stopped during the NSAS? And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood against it and told all Biafrans never to join that very protest. Are you aware of it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know the reason why he did so?
Because of the fallout of what happened in the first protest.
Because of the fallout. What can you mention the real reason?
Because Biafrans were blamed of this thing. Even when the Yoruba, most of the people that invaded the Oba's palace were Yorubas. They were even speaking Yorubas, but eventually people turned it around and said they were Igbos. That was part of this. So that was one of the reasons. I know all of this.
Not one of the. That was the only reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told every Biafran not to join that protest was because they allowed the politicians to use the tribal sentiment to destroy the protest. And this tribal sentiment was targeted against the Igbos, strictly against the Igbos, that the Igbo people have come to destroy Yoruba land. That was the sentiment, that was the statement, that was the comment. And then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not angry with the politicians who raised that sentiment, which is Tinubu, but he was angry that those who said they want revolution allow the politician, upon all the shout he was shouting on top of Radio Biafra, yet they didn't listen to him. They allowed the politicians to use that sentiment to destroy the
Yes,
protest.
yes, Biafra
Now,
Unite. I agree with you 100%. But I want to
yes,
ask you a question as well.
okay.
Will you agree with me if let me call it a protest for now? If a protest was to start today in the northern region, will you agree with me that Igbo businesses will be targeted, whether Igbos join or not?
Yes, of course.
If protests start today in the northern region, the places they will be going are anywhere, not even Igbo, let me not say Igbo, Eastern, because Edo, that's Edo, Delta, this
Yes,
all of us
yes.
the
We
same. We
are
are the
the
same.
same. They see us as the same people. Now
Yes.
it's only
See,
here that people said I'm a Joe, I'm Igbo, I'm this and I'm Efik, I'm
yes.
Europe.
So as
They see all of us as the same.
yes, as I am speaking to you now, let me explain something to you. My own stepsister, and the husband, they were very, very rich in Kano. Protest, this kind of protest was what happened. They destroyed all their, let me not go there. They were rich. They destroyed them. The man became a driver, he retired now as a driver. Now, if protest was to start in the north, if as we are talking now, most of those people, Amajiri, that you see in the northern region in Kano, Kaduna, that they come to your store that as an Igbo man or as a Southern man, you give them biscuit, you give them money. They are high your property. If anything starts, your property is the next thing. So what I'm saying in essence is this: where if revolution was to start today in Nigeria, especially the north, whether Igbos join, whether South join or not, did not join, their properties will be destroyed completely. So what will not be the advantage? It's like you talk, you die. You not talk, you die. Because for me, forget about what happened or all this thing, because I'm looking at what is going to benefit us eventually. Because eventually it's going to make it easier for us if the revolution really catches fire at that point, then it will be easier for us to break away completely.
Now, let me tell you, my brother, if they destroy Igbo properties, they are going to fight back. Igbos fought back in 1993 during June 12. Igbos fought back in Lagos. Our people fought back in 1993. Our brothers and sisters' properties were destroyed in Lagos State. They fought back. Even in South Africa, our people fought back during the last this thing they did. Our people, I watched the videos. Our people fought back. So the thing which is there is this: if there is protest or revolution or whatever, and they target Biafrans properties in the north or any other place in the zoo, apart from Biafra land, they are going to gather themselves and fight back. And for them to fight back, that will also draw closer to our exit from the Zoological Republic. Now, but that does not mean that we are joining them to protest for one Nigeria. That one we can never do. We can't do it. We did it.
I understand you, Biafra Unite. The truth is that what I'm looking at, if any protest was to happen in Nigeria again, it's not going to be protest, it's going to be revolution. And what I'm saying, which is it's my personal opinion, which is everybody has his opinion, is that
Sure.
a revolution is going to make it easier for us to exit Nigeria. If it was going to take 10 years for us to exit Nigeria, revolution will take it 1 year, we'll exit Nigeria. So that's what I'm saying. There cannot be a protest in Nigeria again. If there is anything protest, is going to lead to revolution. As in, when I mean revolution, I mean the politicians will not be able to fly. I am telling you, all the politicians, none of them will fly. It will be bloody. That is the only thing that can happen. If that happens, it's going to be a benefit. It's going to be a plus for Biafra to exit. But that is the truth. But I doubt if it's going to happen anyway. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you, Mr. Erasmus, for your contribution. That thank God you said that is your own opinion. I love that. Thank you so much. God bless you. Because if I continue to, if we continue to talk about this or argue about this, it's going to take a lot of time before we will get to the root of it. But maybe one of these days, I may have a full program concerning this very issue, so that everybody may join to to talk about it. Thank you, my brother. God bless you, Rasmus. Yeah. All right, Triple M, you have only 2 minutes, please. We are rounding up. Please give us your submission. So we go to Rasanya, and then we call it a day. Please go ahead, unmute yourself, Triple M.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Network has been throwing me off and down. No matter what they do, we must continue. They can never stop us.
I can see it.
Yeah, Ikuku himself, I greet you, Biafra Unite.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you for your good work. Also appreciate every Biafrans all over the world, the genuine Biafrans that is fighting this freedom with our PM with all their hearts. I really appreciate each and every one of us. Thank you, my good people. Asi nobogi Simon, gini kai game, nelo wanka, gini kai game. The fear of Simon is the beginning of wisdom. And there was one song they sing. They said, God speak in Jerusalem. He went and they fulfilled in Capernaum. Simon speaks in Finland. He went straight to Biafra land and fulfilled. That is where we are. Simon, our Prime Minister, His Excellency, Simon, the good guy. We really appreciate him. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, going by the topic this night, actually, my brother, this is not the era of protest. We have gone past that stage. If the Nigerian or the so-called Zoom wants to protest, they should go ahead. They should go ahead. Our Prime Minister promised them that he will give them a task that they can never reject. If they accept it, it's for our own good. And if they reject it, it's also for our own good as well. So that's exactly what is playing out. The so-called Fulani guy shouting about the protest or whatever, that is the cup of their tea. We don't care about that. None of our business. We don't know anything about that. They should go on and do whatever thing they want to do. We are doing our own thing our own time. So whatever thing we are doing with our Prime Minister is God ordained, and it is written. They can never stop us. If they say that what we are doing is not right, they should charge us to ICC. Of course, they can't do that because they have, it pains me a lot when people say Nigeria is a democratic nation. Number one, Nigeria is not a nation. Two, there is nothing like democratic in Nigeria. So it baffles me when you see even our so-called educated illiterate, you see them saying that Nigeria is a democratic nation. We have to do our fight what we have to fight to make sure we keep it as one and respect laws and order. Sure, which laws and order are they talking about? Is it the one that is born or the one yet unborn? Very sad, very very sad, very very sad. So whatever thing that is playing out today, we are very happy. It is no longer the Biafrans shouting. Gone are the days when they kill us, we protest with flag. Holy, 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 holy. They will come and open a life ammunition on us and butcher us. We keep crying to UN. We keep crying to EU. We keep crying to AU. No response. Now, we have taken the bull by the horn as they advised us. Now, who is crying? The table has turned 360 degrees. They are not the people crying, shouting. Biafra Unity, I don't know if you came across our PM post today, regards to the gullibles they used to call him, that if he will accept on what they are saying, they will make him more richer than Dangote, or he will be the Dangote of the Igbo land.
But that is the truth now. That is
yes,
the truth now. You know how many times they have offered him, they have tried to lure him. That is the truth now.
Now, I keep telling my people, I said, okay, why can't we sit back and reason? Even our so-called stupid governors and the criminal elites, as they call themselves, that thing that when you mentioned it, they would want to, lobby you, pay you something to forget about it. Don't you think that thing is for your own good and your generation? Coming to that so-called zoo as we speak, I don't know, before you know it, I don't know if there is any coven or occultic power they use in engaging that particular contraction, because when you left out of that place, your eyes will open. Now look at what is happening in that contraction now. Anything about Biafra restoration pains everybody, even your so-called people, your people that you want to liberate, it pains them as well. But when a news of Fulani herdsmen dislodging people from their houses, push them out and retreat the place with other people, they will not carry the news. They will not discuss anything about it. They will all just keep mute. But once it comes to Biafra something, you see everybody eyebrow from it to say, I don't really know exactly what is wrong with our people. Someone will be in the fire. You'll be calling that person, please come out of this fire. It is not good for you. The person see you as an enemy. Person see you. Now, they look at the so-called politicians, those in West. I mean, those in the West. After their political Sharia and the rest of them, after their reign, both in governor, senator, you see them, they travel to abroad to go and believe in their life. They are the people that promise you a better Nigeria. Those in the north, after they are stealing and the rest of them, they travel to Dubai and Qatar to go and face their life. That is where they enjoy their lives. Then those in the south, I don't call it southeast because we are south. We are not even in anywhere near east. We are south. Those in the south, as they so call it, east, south, and the southeast. Those in those places, after their reign as a political criminals, you see them travel to abroad, travel to UK, America, go and flex their life. And their family is not even there. As we speak now, I'm in UK speaking to you, brother. The prime minister of this country that just stepped down now for the new prime minister, he ride bicycle, brother. His family is here in this UK. How can you be leading people? Your family is in another man's country, enjoying, and you are here killing people, saying that you are trying to build it well. Who are you trying to govern? Wait, if you want to rule people, you will start from your family. But check from A to Z of all of the criminal politicians in Nigeria. None of their family are in that country. Who are they ruling? That's why you before you graduate from school of 5 years, you will spend 10 years. They don't care. It's none of their business because their children are not there. That contraction as it stands is just like bicycle. Igbe rent. Akwi manya na igbe rent. Igbe rent will get rent aya. Iga buy ka ewazu ego rent. That is what that country is. Anybody that comes on board would like to cover SS onye butcher ya me vum, and that person will come. And yet you still see gullibles supporting. Thank God for our PM. Our PM, you will live long. You will live long. Our PM, you will live long. Nothing will happen to you. We are going. We already have a date. That is why everywhere is shaking. Everywhere is shaking because of this date. You know, our PM works in spirit. He said he will.
Remain adamant that he probably is not going to allow this. He said the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. That clearly indicates that he's not going to relent in his push to silence any voice of dissenting as far as that position is concerned. So which way forward to heal the divide between or amongst the Nigerians, especially on Biafra crisis?
I think the best thing is to ask them what they want. I remember one time Professor Wole Soyinka said, if we can continue fighting Biafrans for such a long time, it's not long before we go to war, which is actually happening right now. Why don't we ask them what they want? And for sure they have voiced and they have said it, that they want referendum. Why? Because for a long time they do not have a mutual understanding with the rest of the Nigeria nation. They are not understood. They are marginalized for such a long time. They are not wanted by the rest of the Nigerian government. So the best thing is to take them to a referendum so that we know exactly what they want and separate them if that is exactly what they want. Why? Because if we continue like this, these are crises not only in Nigeria, but it will have a ripple effect to the bordering countries. And with time, it will have a big effect to the African countries. As I'm talking, Africa has the largest immigrants to the world. It has the largest refugees to the rest of the continents. Why is that so? It's because of such crises that we can see in Biafra and Amazonia and other countries like Sudan. So I think before we even move forward, it's very important that we give or they're given referendum. From there, they can be able to sort out the rest of the challenges. And it's quite unfortunate because we have diplomatic missions in Nigeria. Why can't they take that issue with them and sort it out? Why are they quiet? Why is the world quiet when Biafrans are suffering? Why is the world quiet when we know very well that such issues can affect the whole of the whole of the African continent? It's quite sad, and that's why as Punchline Africa TV will continue talking to the world and saying that these people need a referendum. They're not needed. If you honestly you don't need me in your space, give me what I want so that I can self-govern myself, which I think it's a good way and a diplomatic way of allowing people to go their way.
That would be cool. Coupled with that, I would like you to approach it from a different angle altogether. What probably could have informed this agitation for, of course, separation, for a referendum to go separate ways between, of course, Nigeria and the people of Biafra? Let's approach it from that angle, as you and ask ourselves, what probably can we do to see into it that we find a healing in this divide?
Yeah, I think it's paramount to understand that for starters, there was no redemption, and the word you just used, healing, from the first Biafran crisis in 1967, to the 3 years fighting. And if you remember very well, there was a brief period where they got their independence, and then the Nigerian military decided to send all the planes to just bomb indiscriminately anybody who was found in that region. And those scars are passed on in what is called